Business Report, brought to you by Sky Mall Food Court.
In business tonight, while several countries in the region still continue to rely heavily on fossil fuels for energy production, the Caribbean Development Bank's Director of Economics, Dr. Justin Ram, believes the goal by Barbados and others to cut the use of fossil fuels by at least half by the year 2030 is still quite achievable.
For some countries, it's going to be easier than others. I think for a country like Barbados, which has had a great history of using photovoltaic cells, for example, in the use of water heaters, the foundation is there. Barbados also has the right regulatory environment to allow it to move quicker towards attaining those goals. Across the Caribbean, we would probably need to see a change in the regulatory environment that would allow, for example, individuals to start producing their own electricity from solar panels or from wind, and if they have excess energy, to allow them to sell that back to the grid.
Well, Sagicor Life recently presented its longest insured customer, Michael Clark, with a commemorative gift that speaks to his legacy with Sagicor in what was also a celebration of Father's Day. Clark, a client with Sagicor for the past 80 years, was gifted a painting that captured 3 generations of his family, all of whom are also insured with Sagicor. The painting was created from one of the photos taken last year when Sagicor celebrated his birthday with an exclusive family dinner. Manager for Customer Experience, Cynthia Blackman, noted that it is part of Sagicor's DNA to positively impact the lives of the people in its communities. Now, Sagicor's Customer Experience team also celebrated internal and external customers who are fathers by presenting them with branded balloons and cupcakes. Well, time now to take a look at how those stocks traded on selected exchanges across our region.
Get started with Jamaica, where Wigton Wind Farm Limited ordinary shares was the volume leader with 37,462,288 units at 81 cents each. And they were followed by NCB Financial Group Limited and JMMB Group Limited 7.50%. In Trinidad and Tobago, JMMB Group Limited was the volume leader with 87,836 shares changing hands for a value of $178,322.08. And they were followed by Trinidad and Tobago NGL Limited and First Caribbean International Bank Limited. And right here in Barbados, Banks Holdings Limited was the sole security, trading 7,200 shares at $4.85 each.
And in international business, as the U.S.-China trade war escalates, some American importers are taking decisive action to avoid paying the higher costs and moving their production to other countries.
Aluminum handlebar stem, aluminum suspension fork, this is all from China.
For Arnold Kamler, this is no longer just an 8-speed mountain bike. It's a reminder almost every part of his business is caught up in the U.S.-China trade war.
Would these have all been subject to tariffs?
Everything in this building.
Kent International is one of the largest bicycle and bike part wholesalers in the U.S., supplying Walmart, Amazon and other major retailers.
So on $1 million shipment, which is a normal shipment for us, where a year ago we would have paid $110,000 of import duties, this year will be $360,000 of import duties. So it's quite expensive to handle.
So expensive that after more than 3 decades of manufacturing and sourcing in China, he's shifting gears.
We don't want to move away from our main suppliers, and so we're working together to build a fairly substantial factory in Cambodia. It's their money, it's a little bit of our help and advice.
Kent is part owned by its Chinese manufacturing partner. Last year, they purchased this plot of land in Cambodia, and when hopes of a trade deal fell apart in early May, construction plans were fast-tracked. They now hope to have the factory completed by early next year. Kent is just a small part of what experts say is one of the biggest shifts in global supply chains in years, accelerated by tariffs.